Hey everyone on YouTube, it's DL here, and I'm going to talk about the next video in my training, which is the biggest question that people ask about my programs: when will I see success? And obviously I'll go into this a little bit more in the video, but the video recording, but success is a very personal thing. And what is realistic for one individual, given their circumstances and that kind of thing, could be very unrealistic. That being said, I've had people come into my program where I looked at that bunion and I wasn't even sure that I could have corrected it. And they, in fact, made noticeable gains on their own doing the program. They were not professional and they had no professional intervention. I was shocked. So I never like to, have, it's not the right thing to do to give anyone false hope or false information. And that's why, I think it's important just to come on in and ask the question in the Q&A, and I'll give you an honest answer when you're a member of the programs, or you can go ahead and send me an email and I'll try to get back to you. So I'm now trying to find, this was a lot easier the first time, where I was able to get my Zoom meeting kind of going and recording while I was on YouTube Live, which doesn't seem to be the case. So, it was a great idea in theory, but it does not seem to be moving my way here. So I'm gonna maybe have to get off unless I can get onto, here I am, onto my YouTube. Now I just need my information in front of me, and then I will be good to go. Okay, so I apologize. At some point I will get proficient at this. All right, so I'm going to record and give you the timeline on what you can expect when you're doing the Taylor Bunion Solution. The Bunion Solution 4.0 is going to be coming out in a few weeks. And it's actually 4.0 plus, because it's going to have more than just bunions, beyond bunions, so to speak, and hallux rigidus, as well as the different functional bunion types, which I've now kind of delineated into 4 different groups. And the Bunion Solution 4.0 plus will address all of those. So thanks for joining me. Anybody who's live, please do put in some feedback and let me know what you think. And I'm going to go ahead and get started recording in just a moment here. Shoot. Doesn't seem like I can keep my guy on here. All right. Okay. And we are ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, it's DL here, and this is the biggest question that I am asked over and over again is, when will I see results from the program or the intervention that I'm doing? And, these vary from person to person, as well as, diagnoses and those kinds of things. So I'm going to give you my experience based upon my 6 years of delivering online programs to lay people that they do themselves, just with video instruction by me. So we're going to go through several different diagnoses. They're all going to be found on the Bunion Solution 4.0 plus. So stick with it. Okay, so guys, I'm going to have to redo this. Hey everyone, it's DL here, and I'm going to talk about the biggest question that I'm asked, which is, when will I see results from the program? And, this varies from person to person, but I've been doing this now for 6 years, where I'm training individuals online. For a long time, I wasn't even offering support, which I now offer. And this is what I've found. So we're going to start with Taylor's Bunion. And the Taylor's Bunion is the program that I've gotten about 100% improvement with. So I have not heard of any person complain or ask for their money back in this particular program. And by week 2, you should have all the tools necessary to achieve at least a 50% decrease in your pain. And you may see a slight difference in the appearance of your Taylor's bunion. By week 3 and 4, it should be at least a 75% decrease in pain if that's your issue, and you will notice a significant change in the appearance of your Taylor's bunion. By week 6, you'll have all the tools necessary to be 95 to 100% out of pain. You should be able to resume all activities and have the strategies to do so, which is the most important thing. And by week 8, you'll have all the tools and techniques to be hopefully 100% out of pain, resuming all of your normal activities, and most importantly, preventing that bunion from reforming. And if it starts to reform, you will now have the tools and techniques to address it immediately. For hallux rigidus and limitus, this can be a little bit more challenging because people are at different stages of this particular diagnosis, and many of them have gone through certain interventions that may hinder a realistic outcome. However, this is what I've found clinically, and then also with people doing the program who have not had a chelectomy or a fusion. For those who have, you've already had the procedure done, you have nothing to lose. This is a diagnosis that I feel, I call a death sentence, because unless you do something, when you get the diagnosis or at any point in time before surgeries, you're basically destined for surgery or a fusion at the end of the road. And all you're doing is delaying time. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why people don't take control of this particular diagnosis and handle it at the point that is most easily to be handled, which is right at the beginning. And I guess the answer to that is because before now, there wasn't a program out there that taught them how to do so. So now it's here. And I hope you choose to continue with it. All right, so by week 2, you will have all the tools and techniques necessary to experience at least a 25% decrease in your pain. You may see a slight improvement in appearance, and you should notice a slight increase in motion. By week 4, you'll have the tools and techniques to experience at least 50% decrease in pain, and you should see improvement in the appearance and motion of the big toe. When I say motion, it means pain-free motion. By week 6, you should be able to start getting back into functional activities, and you'll have the tools and techniques to be able to do so with a 75% decrease in pain. It's at this point that you should notice, you might notice on X-ray or MRI, a decrease in the arthritis and or bone spur size. This has been known to happen with this kind of intervention because we're literally changing the forces acting on your big toe joint. And so when we change the forces, there's something called Wolff's Law, which basically says that when a segment or an anatomical structure is stressed, it will adapt and mold to that stress. And that's exactly what happens with hallux rigidus and limitus. By week 8, you should notice a significant difference in the look and feel of your hallux limitus or rigidus, and be able to walk barefoot or with normal shoes using the techniques taught in the program. So you can maybe get rid of those hookahs because really, that's feeding into your problem. So it's necessary when there's pain, but if you've gotten over the pain, then you should be able to return to barefoot walking or the shoes of your choice without doing further damage. With the forefoot bunion, by the end of week 2, you will see and feel a noticeable difference in the appearance and functioning of your big toe. This is the easiest bunion to treat. It's typically the smallest bunion that we see. Sometimes there's a Taylor's bunion associated with it as well. By the end of week 4, you can expect to be completely out of pain if that was a problem, and you'll be able to passively move your big toe joint into the ideal alignment, which is in line with the inside ankle bone. By week 6, you'll have all the tools necessary to maintain your gains and continue to progress moving forward. And by the end of week 8, you should notice a significant change, and your bunion should be barely noticeable at this point. For the midfoot, the walking bunion, and the combination bunion, which is a combination of the midfoot and walking bunion. This is where the duration of having the bunion will come into play, as well as your age, as far as factors are concerned in your recovery. But I have seen changes in bunions that I thought were not changeable. So be optimistic about this. And from here, what we need to see at the end of week 2, you will see and feel a noticeable difference in the appearance and function of your big toe. By the end of week 4, you can expect to be completely out of pain if that was an issue, and passively move your big toe into alignments passively with your hands, and that is in line with the inside ankle bone. Or if you have a midfoot bunion, you're going to be able to push that metatarsal into alignment as well. So with a midfoot bunion, that's more of a problem in the midfoot, and its manifestation is at the first metatarsal phalangeal joint sticking out without a big deviation of the big toe like there is in a walking bunion. By the end of week 6, you will have begun to address all of the compensations in your lower leg that are contributing to your problem, and you'll notice a decrease in your bunion size and ankle. So this is where, with these bunions, the problem or the causes of these particular bunions is outside of the foot. And that's what makes it more and more challenging to do. And a walking bunion is literally exacerbated by walking. And you're not going to stop walking. So you have to change the way that you walk, but you can't just do that with your brain. You have to have the body that will allow the brain to move the body properly. And that's what we teach in this program at the second half from about week 5 on. By the end of week 8, you will have had and addressed all of the compensations going all the way up to the pelvis, which is where they can start in this type of bunion, and be able to maintain your gains as well as prevent any future progression of your bunion. And if so, also be able to address that compensation that is coming up. You'll have the tools and techniques to do so. So there you have it. I hope I answered your questions. If not, this is a great question to ask in the Q&A and mentoring section of the class. And I hope you join me at that point in time. You can always reach out and ask, support@dlwalkerconsultant.com. So finally, we're going to get into the actual trainings, the techniques for success. So let's go ahead, click the next section, let's get started, and I'll see you in that training. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now. Well, guys, thanks for joining me. And any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments box. I hope you join me in a future training and maybe in a live class. All right. Have a great day. Bye.